Boy, we have some exciting news to share for December 2023 into 2024. Let's jump into the data and let's see what's happening in our near future. So here's some good news. All of this was just released. First of all, we know that there's been a depreciation of value since 2022, about 19.3%. And Austin is number one for having the greatest loss in all of the United States. Now, here's the good thing. Since 2020, we jumped up like 40 some odd percent, just a very large amount, and we've reduced about half of that. We're still up half, 50% of our appreciation, which is wonderful compared to the rest of the United States. So we still have values that are high here in the Austin market. It's just not as high from the pandemic from 2022. Now, this is going to lead into some other data that's very important, and that's the pent-up demand. So NAR, National Association of Realtors, just put out that Austin is the number one city with the most pent-up demand. Why the heck is that important? Because with everyone sitting to the sideline because of the high interest rates, the moment rates reduce, which they just did, guys, we're going to talk about this from 8% to 6.3. And if you make below $90,000, you have an interest rate of 5.87%, I believe. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But holy moly, all these people are just waiting to come in. And guess what? First quarter, they're all going to hear the news how the rates have just dropped in the last 3 weeks. They're going to come smashing back. So we expect 2024 to be absolutely great, even better than 2023. Also, the Fed, this is additional great news. The Fed just came out and said, look, we're going to expect to reduce interest rates another 3 times. Now, my projection and prediction is it's going to decrease about 0.25%. I can't fathom the Fed deciding to decrease, 0.5% or greater. But 0.25% makes sense. And so 3 times, and if right now, again, we're right above 6%, it's possible we hit the 5s in 2024. So that's great, right? Really good for buyers because of reduced payments, but also really great for sellers because your home value is likely going to increase because demand is coming back to the market. Also, add this on to everything I just said. Here's the interest rate as of today, okay, the 27th of December, we have 6.375% for just a normal interest rate. If you make under $90,000, your interest rate would be 5.875%. And also keep this in mind, 2 months ago, right now in October 2023, okay, rates at that 8%. Now we're at the 6.375. That monthly payment and savings is roughly $500. So as a buyer, $500 less on your monthly payment is a whole whopping amount. When people get news of this information, they will continue to flood back to the market. That is my prediction. Lastly, we know through much of this data that in the next 12 months, we do expect people to buy and come back to the market. So all of this wrapped up, I have a little bit of my prediction. All right, so December 2023, so now into January 2024, I expect this to be the end of low prices. So this is the dip. If I had a crystal ball, I would say this is it right here. Then prices go up. So for buyers, expect that to be bad. Sellers expect that to be good. The anticipated Fed rate reduction also going to drive buyers to the market, which is wonderful. This should result in higher prices. Sellers, you're going to get some of the power back. All right. So far, the 70% of the power is to the buyers. You regained only about 30%. Not that much of negotiation power. However, I predict that we're going to go back to more of a 50-50 at the end of 2024. So it's going to shift back throughout next year into be more of an equal ground. So buyers, you're not going to get all closing costs paid for. You're not going to have a buyer reduction in your interest rate. I mean, there's all of this that you're getting right now. Don't expect it to be in through all of 2024. And also sellers expect that the level of your market value should either increase slightly, like 2%, or just level off. All right. So that's all great news. Now let's talk about the data just from last month in the Austin metro market. For the days on market, right now we're looking at 67 days. So it has increased from the last few months. That's normal for November and December. Super, super normal. Also, listings. We did have an increase of new listings. That's also, again, normal because it's the winter holiday. Historically, we see this happening. The close price to list price ratio is 98%. Median list price is $475,000. That's slightly increased. So that means home values slightly went up with what is coming to market on value. The market closed, median closed price is $419,000. And that had a reduction as well. That's also expected for winter. And we do have our active listings of 10,600 that reduced. The sold listings also reduced compared to the previous year. So that was expected. We also have more listings, about 2,901 versus pre-pandemic. And our months of inventory increased to 5.2 months for single family homes. That is, again, very normal. So all of this that I'm seeing, this is all historically normal. We might be a little elevated with time on market, so how long it takes to sell. We may have a little bit of a normal Cs based on reduction and property value. So that is slightly of a deeper pitch than normal, but everything else looks completely on trend for historical values. Now, let's go into sellers. Sellers, your data. So there's a better outlook for 2024. As you can tell in my tone, I've been preaching that. There's more active listings, so there's more competition. Your days to sell, at least from last month, did increase, and more inventory did increase as well. Your interest rates just from last month of the 7.8 to now 6.3%. Fantastic. That means more buyers are going to come. That means you don't have to sit on the market as long. And your buyer negotiation power is still 70-30%, right? You're still going to be giving to the buyers. The new construction is huge competitors and competition. I said this last month. And the selling strategy must be completely different in order to succeed. Buyers, the Austin market is shifting. If you want to get a good deal, you do it now. Otherwise, it's too late. And so save this video because it's going to be too late. All the data shows us this just based on where we're at. Also, the buyers in Austin is indicating that they're looking to purchase again in 2024 in January. So this just a few weeks from now, they're going to come flooding back. This is the last chance to get a great deal. So if you're on the market now, you may want to pull the trigger. Interest rates continue to decrease. Fantastic, right? Lower payments. And also, again, more inventory to choose from. So if you have any questions and you're a past client and you're just like, hey, I want to know what my value is, or you're a current client and you're like, hey, look, this is going to make me move or not make me move, or you're just somebody who just found our video and you have questions, you just don't really understand, or you want to understand more, give us a ring or just reach out. We love answering questions. This is what we're here for. All right. See you in next month. Bye.